Hey guys, DFG Hulk here. So you saw my last video. I did a you saw what I did. I was talking about Hulk vs. One Punch Man, who would win, all that. I got a lot of stuff just happened right now, but I'll get into that in the next video. But for right now, I had a theory, and I was talking about. I was thinking this morning after I did that video. It got me thinking, about Saitama. Like, who exactly he is, or rather, where he is, or whatever. Like, his whole world and everything. So, I had this theory. Originally, you guys heard the last video, I thought he was, like, magical, or I thought he was an alien, or from the future, or whatever. None of that's the case. What I think is, and this is my real theory, I think that Saitama is actually a real person in an anime world. Like, in a make-believe world. In other words, I think he's asleep. Now, if you really think about it, it kind of makes sense, because there are subtle hints, even in the first episode of One Punch Man. Like, when he was fighting that giant crab monster before he did that, it was like, oh, you look at this monster I saw in this one anime, and that was like, so okay, he's like a fan of anime, right? And then in the next couple episodes, whenever he has like a nightmare or something, he just wakes up and starts screaming for no reason, and it's like no big deal or whatever. So, there's a little hint there. And just given how powerful he is, and he comes up with this weak explanation of why he's so powerful. He trained for like 3 years. Basically, he did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. That's insane, but I don't think it would give you those results. And even though it's an anime, it's not realistic or anything. Even in their world, it kind of they do follow some form of reality, one way or another. So when you really look at it, it kind of makes sense. And as I'm watching it, you see a lot of subtle hints here and there. And so for the while since I've been watching, I was thinking, like, okay, so what if 3 years ago he was, like, he's a businessman, right? What if something happened to him so bad, like he was put in a coma for the past 3 years, and that's why he's bald, that's why he's so strong, that's why all the other stuff. Because it's all a dream. It's make-believe. It also explains why why his personality is the way he is. Like, he doesn't care about much. Like, he's very indifferent until something, extreme happens that even he has to acknowledge. And, like, other than that, mostly, yeah, if you think about it, it functions a lot like a dream. And the reason I'm saying is because this has actually happened to me before. This happened to me more than once, actually, where I've had a dream, multiple dreams, in one dream before, and it's similar to this, because that's also kind of what happens. The only time we ever see him dream is in one episode where he's fighting a bunch of like underground monsters, and it seems like it's like he's actually getting hurt and everything, but then he wakes up, that's actually not the case. Then he sees like he hears like, oh, the surface, we're gonna take the surface, and then he looks outside, he's like, oh, is the subterraneans? Like, no, they're just like little like plant monsters, and he's like, oh damn, I thought it was gonna be the actual thing. So when you look at it like that, it kind of makes sense. And if you see when he punches something, or when he just does anything at all, and the way everyone describes him physically and all that stuff, in reality it wouldn't make any sense, but in a dream it would. Even the pacing kind of functions, it feels kind of like a dream. So I'm curious if that's what they're going for. If it is, that's incredible. That's actually pretty clever. It's kind of like the Matrix, but it's more realistic. You're in a coma. You can do whatever you want to dream. You can control. Yeah, and it also explains the sixth sense, where he's like able to dodge danger and all that stuff, because he's able to control his dream. So and here's my other theory of why I brought up animes, because he must be a big anime fan. And you ever notice, they never bring up his family. They never bring up his mom, his dad, his cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever. So the reason I think that is because he must resent his family. So he uses anime as a coping mechanism in order to deal with his everyday life. And whatever happened to him that caused him to go into a coma state, he's now in his own anime. So yeah, that blew my mind when I came to that realization. That might be the case. And also another thing I brought up to, this morning was like, and what if like all his enemies, like all the really powerful enemies that he fights, what if they're like people trying to wake him up? What if all the people he knows in the anime world or people that he knows in real life, they're all his friends and allies and everything, and whenever he fights someone, it's someone trying to wake him up, but they can't. And the only person that came closest to maybe, making him move, it was Lord Boros. Lord Boros is probably a doctor trying to use some sort of stimulant to wake him up, but it didn't work. So, that's my theory of who or what One Punch Man is, or why it is the way it is. Why he's so powerful, why his world is so crazy, yet has some form of reality to it. And yeah. So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments or whatever. I'm really curious to see if this is the case. Hopefully, well, I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, also I almost forgot. Little side note here, but this goes back to the last video. Forgot to mention about the Hulk. One more thing he's able to do is that he's able to sense energy. He's able to see ghosts and whatnot. So it's another ability he has. I'm pretty sure Saitama doesn't have. So, I'm just throwing that out there. Thanks, Dad, I guess, for commenting that. But yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this little theory video of mine. And yeah. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day, and as always, Hulk out.